that jingle, 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 jingle. It's too late. Jingle, jingle, jingle. What is that Christmas song? It's going to bug me now. You got that jingle, jingle.
No, stop it. You're ruining it. It's coming to me and you keep singing and you're fucking it up.
Why am I ruining it?
Here comes Kris Kringle, jingle.
You're fucking it up now.
No, I'm not.
Hey, everybody. We're back again with episode 39.
Yes.
And part 3 of the Loud Tour featuring 2 idiot girls. Woo! You think they're going to hit us with copyright infringement?
Cease and desist.
All right, cool. So we're just going to get right into it so we can continue on because we have literally 10 more stops to go. So we're just going to recap. So Houston, we had the airport debacle.
Yes.
Then we flew to Houston and it was our day off and we loved Houston. It was very, very pretty from what we saw in the morning. And then that was it because the only thing we did was lay in bed and order DoorDash like literally all day. And that's not even a joke.
No.
And then we figured out Tate got a sty in his eye, and it was his very first sty, and in his eye. You know, have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that like that old wives' tale where like if you watch a dog poop, you get a sty in your eye?
I have heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch a dog poop?
Did
you look in his bunghole?
Probably
and
more than one.
You saw it coming out of that bunghole, and you're like, and you got a sty in your eye. And that's like, I learned that when I was really little. I don't know from who. And every time our dogs poop, I don't look at them poop. They start squatting, and I go, I don't want to get a sty in my eye. So anyway,
sometimes when like Darla they all do. They all make a face when they're taking a dump.
Yeah.
And the face, to me, this is my personal opinion. To me, it's like, what the fuck are you looking at? Because you got to make sure they go poop.
Yeah.
So when they're going, you're like, okay, good, good dog. And they're just like looking like, come on, man, I'm taking a shit.
like, Darla will make poop, and then she'll go like this.
Yeah.
But it's like side eye. She's all, what are you looking at, right? But it's not. They're in a vulnerable state, and they're looking at you knowing that you have their back.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never look. And by the way, for those of you who don't know,
funny.
we have 3 dogs. We have Darla, who's a Maltipoo, and she's just so precious. Then we have Beans that we inherited. He's the only male. He's a weenie dog. And then we have Dobby, she is a pit bull terrier mix, and she's a rescue. So, yeah, and she has hip dysplasia, so it's literally like she has a kickstand. She has her front 2 legs work, and the back ones kind of don't. They do, but they work together. So it's like she's a 3-legged dog, but she has 4 legs.
It's like like 3 legs, and her knees don't bend.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's like a straight.
Well, dogs their knees don't bend.
Well, I mean, there's no flexibility in the back legs.
Yeah, they're just like little.
Yeah,
they're like little peg legs.
Yeah, like sticks.
Like, anyway, suffice to say, I don't look at dogs when they poop because I don't want to get a sty in my eye. But Tate got a sty in his eye. We laid in bed all day, and us and Dason, we like took turns ordering DoorDash. Actually, it was just like I think it was breakfast and lunch, and then for dinner, we actually
went to dinner with Jason.
Yeah, we told Dace, let's go to dinner. And we went down to the nice restaurant in the hotel. So anyway, so that was our day off in Houston.
We enjoyed it very much.
It was our very first day off on tour, and it was much needed. So then we headed from Houston to Austin. We got back on the bus, and we went from Houston to Austin.
Yes.
And let me tell you something, you guys. I don't remember her name, but I will find a picture because I took pictures. There was a fan. Phil came and said, hey, there's a fan that's in a wheelchair. So we'd love to do her first with the meet and greet.
Yeah,
before everyone else to give her time and whatever. And we were like, oh, yeah, of course, right?
Yeah.
So we go in, and we're like backstage, and then they bring her backstage, and she's so adorable, super cute. She was so fired up. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then she just started sobbing, and she's like, oh, it's a dream come true to meet you guys, and I just can't believe I'm meeting you guys. And then she looks up and she goes, and Noelle and Tate are here. Oh my gosh. And then she looks and she goes, and Peely. And then she looks and she goes, oh my God, and Phil and Al. She knew everybody on our team. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Because I'm looking going, oh, and I just looked at you, and then you looked the other way because we were all start tearing up. And then I looked across and I saw Phil going. I was like, not Phil crying. Anyway, she was a sweetheart. So that was a core memory for me. Oh, yeah. And I just freaking loved it.
What an experience.
An amazing experience.
It was.
And
just
then,
to be there.
Yeah, just to be there and just see her so fired up and just so emotional. She had her book. She was like ready to sign. And we were like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
I know.
And then it went from there to, it went downhill real fast after that.
Wait.
Let me tell you why, right? First of all, Austin fans, if you're listening to this or watching this, you guys rock.
Yeah, that was a good crowd.
It was a great crowd.
Yeah.
And they were so excited and they were like, I don't even know how to explain it. That's just the vibration in that venue was just off the roof.
The meet and greet was awesome too, man.
The meet and greet was awesome. Everyone was really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Just super sweet. But then when the crowd, even the people who didn't go to the meet and greet, the crowd was just like,
you know, a great vibe.
Yeah, super good vibe. Everybody's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
That's not where it went downhill.
No.
Where it went downhill was this venue that we were in. I don't know what happened, but we have a writer. Remember we talked about having a writer and we put all our favorite things on there. And one of the staples that's always on there, we put them in order of importance. When I say we, I mean me. I make the writer for every show. And the top, I put non-negotiables. Like these are the ones you must get and then get the rest of them if you can, right? Because we have a budget. If you go over the budget, get these first, right? And the number one thing on there is champagne.
Yeah.
So long story short, this guy came, this show had already started. The vibe was really high. Everybody was freaking cool. And the girls had their champagne on stage, right, on their table. And then the guy came and he goes, during the show, 15 minutes into the show already, he comes back there, he's talking to Jared, and Jared's like, no. And I didn't know what they were talking about. And I was like, hey, what are you talking about? And then Billy's standing next to me, and then he comes starts talking to Billy, and I was like, hey, I'm like this. Hey, look at me. I'm the one who's in charge back here. You don't need to talk to him, because I asked him to his face, what's going on? Anyway, he's like, basically, I have to go get the champagne off the stage because they didn't buy it from our bar, and we could get fined $1 million or whatever the fuck he was saying. And I'm like, how about, I go, what? And he was like, yeah, we have to do that. And I'm like, no. I go, who can I talk to? Well, you can talk to the promoter. So I went out, talked to the promoter, and she was like, yeah, just, it's fine. Just don't refill it, right? And if you want to refill it, you got to buy our champagne. No problem. Then I come back there, and there's another guy has 2 bottles of champagne, is trying to sell it to our tour manager. And I was like, what's going on back here? And he's like, oh, we got a blah, blah, blah. And they were already open. And I said, hey, I don't know if you know this, but like, you're not going to serve my girl champagne or anything for that matter if I don't see you open it. Yeah. It's not going to happen. And then anyway, it turned into this big old thing. And then he started getting rude with me because he was clearly being misogynistic. Sure. And then Billy goes, hey, Noelle, because I could see the girls on stage and they're looking at me going, like they can hear a kerfuffle behind stage. And then he goes, hey, Noelle, let's go outside. So I kicked the door open. I said, let's go outside then. And anyway, it turned into this big thing. And then they got scared of me. And I was like, I'll cut a bitch. Like, you're not giving my kids anything that I didn't see you pour. Yeah. And by the way, you were supposed to put that champagne on the writer. It's the number one thing on there. And you didn't. So that's not our fault. We already had a bottle of champagne, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, okay. Then the back door was open, you guys, right? And they're like, we're just doing our job. I go, oh, really? That's why the back door is open and it faces a public street and people are walking by and anyone can come back here? Yeah. I said, that's not safe, whatever. So and then we got into that. Yeah. And then they're like, well, your people are opening it. And I'm like, no, they're not. We've been backstage for an hour. You fuckers are opening that door. Yeah. And he's like, we can close it right now. I go, close it then. And keep it locked. And so he did, and Tay got locked out. So Tay couldn't see the rest of the show.
Hey, I just thought of something.
What?
On the girls' table, was there just their glasses of champagne, and was the bottle on there too?
No.
Then they can't. That guy's an idiot. He's just trying to sell you some shit.
They were trying to sell me some shit. Yeah. And then I went off. Yeah. I can't even go into detail what happened behind stage, like outside of the stage. Because we went outside, kind of outside. It was the outside before the outside. And Billy went back there with me, and so did the tour manager. And they were like, oh my God, I've never seen Noelle on this level. And I've known Billy since high school. Yeah. And he and Drew had been together 7 years. Yeah. And he's never seen me that mad. No. I was literally losing my shit. But anyway, so that happened after the lovely meeting with the gal in the wheelchair, and then all the people at VIP. They were so cute. They got us, all kinds of cool stuff and taking pictures and whatnot. And then that happened, and then I was like, "What the hell?" So then after I lit them up, and then they were afraid of me. Then one guy came back and he was like with more champagne, and I saw the champagne coming, and I was like, "I'm gonna kill somebody right now." We're gonna fight in the front yard right now because I'm not doing this again, right?
But he was bringing it to you guys.
Yeah, and he's like, "There's no charge," and I didn't open it, and I said, "That's cool, but that would have been helpful. I don't know, an hour ago. So no, take your shit and get out." And he was all, I was not having it. I literally said, "Take your shit and get out of here, and I don't want to see you guys back here again." And they were like, and then they left. And I was not having it, dude. I turned into the mama bear so freaking fast. And then the fact that they were talking to Billy behind stage and then not me. And I was like, oh. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll make it right. Yeah. As they're looking at Billy, not looking at me. And I go, oh, you're going to make it right now because a man said it? Fuck you. And he was like, oh, And then that's how they calmed down when I started cussing at him.
Sure.
Anyway, so that was that.
Had nothing to do with the crowd.
No, the crowd was amazing. The vibe was, and then we come back in and everyone's having a good time. And they're like, woo, and I was like, I'm all, I was like, actually bring that champagne back, dude. I'm going to get fucked up right now because I was so mad. But anyway, I think it was more the misogyny than it was anything else. It's not like anyone's trying to bamboozle us with selling us shit or lying to us or whatever. That didn't bother me as much as the misogyny.
Sure.
And then when I said, "Hey, it's cool now because you're a man told you something," fuck you. And he was all, and this was the manager anyway. The rest of the crowd was awesome, or the crowd was awesome, and that was crazy. And then I felt bad because it kind of threw Dason off because she could hear me on the side and like. She's non-confrontational. Yeah. When it comes to other things, but when it comes to me, she's like, let me drop this mic and I'm gonna go cut a bitch. You know what I mean? If it has to do with my parents. So anyway, I felt bad because I kind of threw her off a little bit on that regard. Oh, and then after we squashed all that kerfuffle behind stage, then Drew's mic goes out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they were taking their sweet ass time fixing it, and she looked like she wanted to cut a bitch, and she was like. Fuck this venue, dude. Like, it was just, anyway. They tried to make it right. I'll give them that. Sure. But it was not a good experience. It was probably the worst venue we were at the entire time. Yeah. Everyone else was super nice, super accommodating, cared about our safety, Anyway, so that was that. Then we get back on the tour, or get back on the bus. Actually, it was you and Adam that got locked out. And I was like, why didn't you call me? He's like, I don't know. I just felt like, what if you're behind stage? Like, your phone's on. I didn't want to, like, whatever. So I was like, you didn't miss anything except for me almost fist fighting somebody. So it's okay. We handled it. So then we get on the tour bus, and then we mosey on down because we're like, ready to go to Dallas, right? So this was in Austin. And then on the way to Dallas, Carrie goes, have you guys ever heard of Buccees? And we're like, what the hell is Buccees? We're all from California, Southern California at that. Yeah. We don't know what Buccees is. Yeah. And so she goes, oh my gosh, it's like a gas station. If a gas station married a Hobby Lobby and they had a kid, that's what it is. And we were like, what? And so we asked Dan the man.
Yeah, our driver. Awesome dude.
And he's like, he goes, of course I know Buccees. And he like lifts up his hydro and we were like, oh, like he had a Stanley that had Buccees on it. And we were like, what the heck? He goes, yeah, I'll stop at Buccees for you guys. So we did and had a freaking blast. Crazy. Check it, Buccees. And this came with matching shorts, you guys. I just couldn't find them. But so I wore my sweatshirt. And then you have your Buccees t-shirt. Yeah. So we stopped at the one in Katy, Texas. And let me tell you something. It was, by the time we got there, it was probably 3 a.m. maybe, because it's a 24-hour. Yeah. And then Dan goes, we're here. So it was me,
Drew,
Dason, Adam, Carrie.
Alex go?
No, she was sleeping. Steve. And Keisha. So 7 of us got down and we went to town, man. We went buck wild in Buccees. And as soon as we walk in, I'll see if I can find the video. Drew goes, oh my God, it smells so good in here because it smelled like fried chicken and cinnamon sticks and I don't know, slushies or something. I don't know. It was really funny because she was like, it smells so good in here. And ribs or something. Because they have a deli, they have a homemade, they have a spot where they make homemade fudge.
Was all that stuff open at 3 a.m?
The fudge stand was not, but you could buy, like, because they had them already prepackaged. So I bought, I'm a whore for nuts. Every time we go to New York, they have those little nut stands.
Yeah.
Get your hot nuts on the corner.
We always say no.
Yeah, no, we're going somewhere. And I'm like, why doesn't anybody ever let me stop at the hot nut stand? And Billy goes, I know, me too. So we've never stopped there all the times we've been to New York. So they had a stand with nuts, but they were like candied pecans.
Yeah.
And but they were already prepackaged. So I bought those for you and I. And weren't they like the best?
Bomb.
They
Yeah,
were
so bomb.
So good.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if we weren't in the middle of tour, because we still had like 2 weeks to go.
Yeah.
They had these prepackaged, like a assortment of their homemade fudge, and it was like one piece of every one, and it was like there was like 12 pieces in there of fudge, and that's Donnie Dumps's favorite candy is like homemade fudge.
Yeah.
So I didn't get it because I'm like, it's not going to last till we get home. So, but anyway, I'll put up some video and I'll put up some pictures. But Buccees
Became a fan.
Buccees is da bomb.
Yeah, and what's cool too is. We all got merch from there.
Yeah.
And then every city we'd wear it out and then people would know it and they're like, hey, they know Buccees.
They're like, Buccees!
Yeah.
I love Buccees!
Yeah.
It's kind of, I equate it to something like people who smoke cigarettes. Yeah. They're like, you don't know each other, but it's like a community. Hey, man, can I bum a smoke off you? It's that kind of thing. They're like, Buccees. And Dason was just in New York and she said she got approached by 5 different guys saying, Buccees. And she's like, I'm going to burn this sweatshirt. I don't want to talk to men. So I thought that was really funny. But anyway, okay, moving on. We loved it. Buccees was awesome. Then we get to Dallas. It's Carrie's birthday. There was a million stairs in that venue, but it was super duper cute.
Yeah.
And we already talked about, Tate farting in my ramen. So we won't go over that. And then there was that fan who she brought an ultrasound, a big old long strip of an ultrasound. And I'll see if I can find the picture. And she wanted to take a picture of this, and she hadn't told her family yet.
No, and I think I just saw Drew repost it.
Yeah.
Because she posted it.
Yeah.
Because you just told her or something.
No, that was a different girl.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. We had a couple. We had a couple people. In fact, I think there was 3 total. But this one, I think she was part Samoan or...
Oh, okay.
Remember? And then we were, we did the VIP, then we were leaving, and someone goes, wait, Noelle and Tate, can we please take a picture with you guys? And we were like, oh, okay, yeah. And then everyone bum rushed us. Remember,
Right.
We couldn't get out of there because everybody was too afraid to ask us for pictures. But one person did it, and it opened the floodgates.
Yeah.
And then we stayed down there and took pictures of everybody. It was really fun. But hers was like a big old strip of her baby. So anyway, I love that. That was so cute.
I know.
And then let's see what else. That was in Dallas, and that was the first time. And then when we left Dallas, we flew to Denver, and that was the first time we saw Drew's book in the bookstore.
At DFW.
Yeah, in Dallas Fort Worth at the airport at Hudson's.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. So I'll put some pictures up or video up of that. So that was really fun. That was a core memory.
Did Drew autograph?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh. And of course, I'm like tearing up or whatever. Yeah. And that was the first time she had seen it in the bookstore too. And so I went and I said, I asked one of the workers there and I said, hey, I have a question. I said, because there was a big crowd of us, right? And then I said, hey, you guys are showcasing my daughter's book over here. Do you mind if she secretly autographs a couple of books? Yeah. And they were like, who's your daughter? And they looked and they were like, and then there was 2 other workers coming behind this girl, and all 3 of them at the same time went, oh my gosh, that's Drew, Yeah. And then I heard one of them go, and that's her whole family. So they were like, yeah. And then I asked Jared, and of course, Jared always has a Sharpie on him. And so she went and she signed a couple of them. It was really cool.
I know.
So that was a core memory for sure. It was
big time. Just actually seeing it on the shelf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was really freaking cool. So then we flew from Dallas to Denver. And for whatever reason, man, I had really bad anxiety. Do you remember why I had anxiety? I don't remember.
I just remember from pulling up to the venue.
Yeah.
From that time.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. And I didn't, this is how you know I had anxiety. I didn't take a lot of pictures in Denver. That was when we were in the green room across the little parking lot.
Yeah.
And it was pretty bad. So I had to hit Tate's pen, his Benjamin, and that quickly remedied the situation. And that was the venue where we had to sit in the crowd, remember? And then the girls called him out. And it was so funny because we always wait till the show starts. And then like when I follow the girls out on the stage, I videotape and I get the whole crowd. And then the show starts, and then I'll grab Tate, and then we'll go sit down. Yeah. So it's either in the crowd or up in the balcony or sometimes backstage. And in that one, I grabbed him, and then we went and we sat in the crowd. Yeah. And the people in front of us, because we were like in this little box thingy. Yeah. And the people in front of us, we were just listening to all your conversations. So if you were in Denver, we heard everything you guys were saying. And sometimes it was good, and sometimes it was like, what was that? Like, I don't think I was supposed to hear that, you know? Yeah. And then that's when the girls called you out and pointed at you, and everybody turned around, and all the people sitting in front of us were like, oh my God, the parents were sitting in back of us the whole time. But it was really cute, all of you guys.
Yeah. It was, that venue was pretty fun.
It was.
It was a good crowd.
Yeah. You know? It looked like the Rainforest Cafe in there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. The front of it was super old, you could tell, with the marquee and all that. Yeah.
It was really cool.
I know.
So, okay, so that was Denver. And then we went from Denver to Salt Lake. Yeah. And we really loved that one because we had family members come.
Yes.
We had 2 family members come. It was my cousin Rita and her wife, Riss. And they came, and that was really fun to see them. And then we saw a lot of Samoan, a lot of Polynesians. And I think that's when you were tearing up.
Yeah, because it's the first time I saw them.
Yeah.
There's that many.
Yeah.
The other cities we saw a few, but it was very sporadic. But that was the first time I saw so many. And all talking about it, and all being involved in the crowd. You could hear, I'm Polynesian, blah, blah, blah. Just to hear it, the effect that the girls have on everyone.
I just remember you tearing up while you were at the VIP because there were so many, and there were so many young girls, young Samoan girls, and Tongan and Fijian girls that were there, and they were, and there was a lot of Samoan guys too that were there, and I remember you tearing up, and I was like, "You okay?" afterwards, and he was like, "This is so cool, man. These are our people. Like, I just love it, and they're talking about our daughters, and I think that's really cool."
Yeah, it was just fired up because of. I think Drew mentions it a lot, and representation is so big. Like I grew up. The way I grew up was any someone was like I saw famous was like football, maybe, right? And there was like 1 or 2, maybe not very many. You know what I mean? Like in that kind of limelight. So to see my kids in that limelight, and they're not even playing sports, which is what's typical for Samoans, right? Athletes, and my kids are athletes. Yeah. But they've taken a different route, and it just shows, I mean, it's huge.
I think one of the things you told me was that it was really cool to see so many young women, Polynesian women, but the fact that they were saying how how Drew and Dason have changed their lives, and like them representing our culture means a lot to them. And I particularly remember this one gal. She was, I think, taller than Drew. So she had to have been like 6'2", 6'3". She looked like a baby. Yeah. She was really tall, but she looked maybe 17, maybe 16. I don't know. But I remember Drew going, "Oh, you're a tall bitch like me. I love it." And she was all, and she started tearing up. And it was just so freaking cute.
I know.
I loved it.
I know.
So,
was that the same? Is the same venue that one Samoan girl was wearing the same shirt that Dason has?
Which one?
It was
Boy Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dason was all representation. Like, because typically Samoans and Polynesians don't like that kind of music. No. It's not, I mean, not that they don't like it, but it's just not their jam, right? It's not their number one or whatever. Right. And her and Dason just hit it off right away. She's like, "Oh yeah, girl, I love this band," and blah, blah, blah. And Dason was like, "Oh my gosh, that was really cool." So yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. That's really, really cool. And then another core memory is the girls did a photo shoot in this weird elevator.
Yeah.
It was like a big like freight elevator, but it had like green lighting. I'll put up some pictures. But it was really cool because there's a lot of famous people that have played at that venue, whether they're musicians or whatever, and they all took photo shoots. Yeah. They always took photo shoots in there. Yeah. And then they had their ad mat, right? So like their poster, right? The Two Idiot Girls poster with the shark on it and whatever. And it was actually framed in the elevator. Right. And the people were like, oh, please sign it. And they have Sharpies like stuck to the wall and then they were signing it. And it was like
so cool.
Superstar. You know, but we did take a group picture in there and that was really fun. And I'll put that up here too. So total core memory for sure.
I know.
So that was Salt Lake City, Utah. And then we drove over to Boise, Idaho for another day off. And I've never been to Idaho. No. But me, Dason, and Adam, it was such a nice day. It wasn't hot as freaking Hades asshole. It was warm, but it wasn't super hot. Yeah. And so Adam goes, let's walk to Walmart because it was pretty close to our thing. By the time we weren't even there yet, we were almost there. And he goes, yeah, you guys, I'll pay for an Uber to go back. And he turned around and he's dripping sweat. And I was like, I freaking told you. But it did feel nice to get off the bus, get out of the hotel and walk out in like outside. So that was really fun. So we did that. And the three of us were I'm not even joking. We were in Walmart for like 2 hours and we came back with all these things and we found these donuts. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find the picture of Adam and his precious donuts. Oh. He likes these powder donuts that have raspberry jam
I saw them. I remember seeing them in the kitchen part of the bus going, man, who bought these?
Yeah. He bought like 10 boxes. Yeah. He said they're hard to find.
I go, who bought these? And then I think it was Billy said, those are Adam's favorite. Yeah. And then Dason goes, yeah, he said they're so good, you should try one. So I tried one, and they're really good.
Yeah, it needs more jam in it. They were kind of a little dry, but like...
It's good.
They were so good.
The combination is good.
Yeah. When we were looking for them, right, he goes, I want to see if they have these donuts, because you can only find them at Walmart, and they're made by Kroger, I guess. Yeah. So he was like walking around, and I go, is it these ones? And they were way at the bottom. And he goes... oh my God, those are them. And you see him like just stacking them up. First he got 4 and I go, that's all you're going to get? He goes, yeah, you're right. And he started packing more. They were gone by the time we reached like the next venue. It was so freaking funny. So we had fun. And then if you've never been to Chuckarama, you need to go. And they had a Chuckarama right by the Walmart. And so that night we all went because... we were the only ones that had ever been there. It was like our version of Buccees. We were like, oh, you have to go. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and it was really good. And so the whole team went and experienced Chuckarama, guys.
We took a little stroll over there.
It was really fun. And then we went from Boise, Idaho, and we drove to Seattle, which was a really cool venue. It was, and then we had breakfast in the morning, didn't we?
Yeah,
in Seattle.
Yeah.
Is Seattle, Oregon? No, Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington.
Okay, sorry. Me not knowing. My map.
Portland is Oregon.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, don't judge me, okay? But we, Seattle, the venue was really cool. It was really old, whatever. Yeah. There was a rude lady who had it out for Billy, man. She just kept saying things to him, and he was like, why is she attacking me? Why is she like, whatever? And then we were in this green room, and she just kept walking in, and Dason was changing, and then I got mad. Yeah. I was like, hey, why don't you go ahead and close that door and knock before you come in here next time? And she was like, oh, right?
Yeah, that was the same thing I told you during the meet and greet. She kept like walking one way, and I was like, you're in the way.
Yeah, I didn't even notice because had I noticed, I probably would have went a little cuckoo bananas.
Well, because you were focused on taking pictures. That was number 1. And number 2, it started getting hot, so we had to get fans for that. Yeah. So that was like your focus. So you didn't really see her, but I kept seeing her come back and forth.
It was like she was intentionally fucking with us. And I was like, what's your beef, man? What the hell?
Yeah. And then at the end of the night, she says, we really needed you guys. This talent.
Yeah.
We haven't seen this in a while here.
Yeah. We haven't seen this bigger crowd in this venue because we need it. Like,
yeah. Oh man, we really needed you guys. Yeah. And then, but yet she's being rude. Yeah. Like, I don't understand.
I was like, you okay? Like, what's going on over here? Anyway, it was really weird. Yeah. But there were a lot of Samoans at that one too. And they were so funny and so fun. And I had a blast taking pictures of them. And then the other core memory I have is like, don't go to Seattle, Washington if you want Hawaiian food, because at least where we were at, we ordered it and it was ass.
It was awful.
It was so awful. I don't remember where we went. It was somewhere close, and I don't know. Not even the spam musubi was good.
It was awful.
It was horrible. I didn't even eat mine. I was like, this is ass, dude. Like, I'd rather eat the Sour Patch watermelon and then eat this shit. It was awful. Yeah. So I need a do-over. So if you guys know of anywhere that's better in Seattle, Washington, like run us that venue just in case we're back out there, because the one we went to was horrible.
It was bad.
It was really, really bad. So then we went from Seattle to Portland, Oregon. We got there really early in the morning. We drove through the night. And then we ate at a really yummy cafe.
We did.
I love Oregon because Jason went to University of Oregon, and they're just so cool. They're so LGBTQ plus, friendly. They're they reuse stuff. So like they had all these different mugs, right? Like so you pick your coffee mug. And, I don't know. It's just a cool freaking laid back vibe. So I really loved that. We got to eat a really yummy breakfast. And then
sold out crowd.
Yes.
Portland.
Yes. Seattle was too, and so was Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So Portland was like the biggest crowd. I think we had over 800, I want to say. And that was the vibe there too. Everybody was freaking cool.
Man. Insane.
And then we were like in the red, or was it the green room?
Yeah.
And Drew goes, "Oh, I'm gonna buy coffee. Does anyone want coffee?" And I was like, "Yes." So she was gonna DoorDash coffee, and she goes, I just hear her. She's getting glammed, right? And I see her looking at her phone. She goes, "No fucking way." I go, "What?" She goes, "They have a Black Rock here," and I'm like, "I don't know what Black Rock is." And she's like, "Yeah, it's the one Avery Woods always goes to because they have one in Arizona."
Sure.
And I go, "Is that the energy drink one?" She goes, "Yeah." So she goes, "Do you guys want one?" I was like, "Hell yeah, brother!" Dude, I didn't order the one that Avery always orders. I ordered a different one. It was like a mango something. Anyway, you basically build your own energy drink.
Yeah.
And then you can get this, you guys.
Build your own liquid crack.
Yeah. Exactly. But get this, dude. You can add like the sour to it, like a Sour Patch Kid. What? So I was like, dude, okay, I'm gonna just get a medium because I don't want to like be cracked out behind stage, right?
Yeah.
And so I had mango and some other flavor. I can't remember, but I added the sour to it. I got a medium just in case. And it was so good.
Jared got the sour too, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Jared and I were the only ones.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "That's what I'm talking about. This shit's awesome." And I go, "I know, right?" And then Drew tasted mine. She goes, "I should have got the sour." And Jared's all, "Sucker." But it was so good. And I posted it and I was like, dude, shout out to Avery Woods and Black Rock. So Black Rock, why don't you have one in Southern California? You guys would make hand over fist if that was out here. And if it is, someone please tell me, because I have never seen it. And it's not on DoorDash. So you need to come out here. You will make a killing out here.
I know.
And please start in LA and have one in Orange County so we can partake, because it's so good, right? Which one did you order?
I ordered a coffee. I know.
Loser.
I got to taste yours. I got to taste the others too.
Dude, you would have loved it.
I liked them.
I know.
Them. But I was in the mood for coffee.
Whatever. No one cares. Don't care. Okay. So anyway, that was our core memory, was eating at an awesome cafe in the morning and getting Black Rock energy drinks.
And performing in a sold out crowd.
In a sold out crowd. Yeah, it was really cool. Oh, one other core memory I didn't write down. I just remembered. There was a person there and that they were having a blast, man. And he was standing up. He had his glasses on, but he was drunk, right? And he was getting all wild and woolly. And then I was like, oh no. And Carrie was like, that guy's got to go. That guy's got to go. And I was laughing because he was being very disturbing or distracting. And so she told the security, and we're like, hey, I'm like, because remember the last time I was like, hey man, don't jump the gun. So I said, if he does it again, just then you can say something. But he didn't, because I think someone told him, hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because the crowd always regulated themselves.
Yeah.
After, I think it was after the one that Drew cursed out.
Yeah.
It seemed like the crowd was always listening to every word she was saying. So,
no, for sure.
Yeah, when she would crack the whip, boom.
Yeah. Well, and the ladies in front of him, they were like,
yeah,
and they were like, shut up. But he wasn't saying dumb stuff.
No.
Like, he was just like, I love you, Drew.
Yeah.
I love you, Daisy. And we were like, all right, knock it off, because nobody can hear, right? So it was distracting. But anyway, forgot about that guy.
I know. He was having a good time.
He was, anytime, again, if we have it on a Friday or a Saturday, a Thursday, Friday, or a Saturday, people get drunk and they're just having a good time, and sometimes too much of a good time. So, but that was Portland. And then we drove from Portland to Reading for another day off, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And everyone's mood got elevated. And guess why? Do you remember?
Because we were in California.
Because we were in California.
And it's In-N-Out.
And
it
we're
was
like,
right across the street.
Well, it wasn't the In-N-Out. It was because we were in California and we were like, oh my God, we're almost home.
Yeah. True.
So everybody was like, woo, right?
Yeah.
And they had an In-N-Out. It wasn't across the street. We had to take an Uber there, remember?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But listen, Tamlin girl, aka Alex, she wanted to go to the movies every city we were in, and no one wanted to go because we're tired.
Yeah.
And I don't know where she gets the energy. But this time, Drew goes, it's our day off.
Yeah.
There's a movie theater right next to In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so we did, and we went to go see Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
But it was one of those experience theaters where like your chair shakes and if there's water, mist, whatever on your face. And so Alex was like, oh, because we needed 10 seats. She's like, only 8 of them have the experience. And I go, oh, that's perfect, because I will get motion sickness. So you and I just sat in the regular chairs, but we still had a blast, right? Yeah. So that was really fun.
Because it was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And everyone had their In-N-Out, and then we had popcorn and snacks. And it was just really fun. It was like, and here's why I loved it, because I'm sitting there watching Drew. She never gets to go to the movies anymore. Because people get weird and she can't enjoy it unless she waits till the movie starts and then she sneaks in and sits down. Yeah. But even that doesn't work sometimes. So the fact that there was nobody in this theater, we're in Reading, so we're in the middle of nowhere, and no one knew her. She had a hoodie on and sunglasses at night. So like no one said anything to her, and she had a blast, and it made her sad at the end. Like she told me later, she's like, I just feel sad because I can't enjoy these things anymore. Like a normal, not normal, but just like a average person,
I know.
Unless she rents out the theater. And then what fun is that? You're not like mingling with normal people, you know what I mean? Or just like average people. So anyway, that made me kind of sad, but also I'm like, hey, let's look at the silver lining. You got to go and you didn't get bothered, and it was really fun. And
we had a good time.
And we had a good time. And it's your day off. And she was like, that's true. So that was core memories in Reading.
I know.
And then we went from Reading, California to San Jose, which was so fun.
It was.
And one of the things we forgot to mention in Dallas, we got our first, you guys, the day ones that have been watching us since we launched our podcast on January 4th of this year, you guys knew... you know all the little nuances of our podcast. And one time I said, we were crying. It was our LGBTQ. It was Dason's coming out story. Yeah. And we both started crying. Yeah. And then I had like a little tissue box, and I'm like, it's so ugly. I need a tissue box holder to cover this ugly box. And an amazing gal in Dallas brought us the one that's by you. So so bring it out so everyone can see it. And then we'll zoom in on it. And it says the AF5. And I thought, how freaking creative. Awesome. Sweet. And everybody on the team was like, what's that box? Yeah. And I was like, don't you want to know? And I'm glad you asked. So we told them the story, and they were like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. So then we go to San Jose, and another amazing follower did this one with our logo on it, which is just as cute. And we were like, holy crap, this is so cute. And it has our logo on it. I know. And then it makes me disgusted because you guys are so talented. Look how cute that is. Zoom in on that. It's so cute. And it's our, the colors of our podcast or our logo or whatever. But they're so freaking cute. And we wanted to showcase them. In fact, I'm going to move my drink so you can see it. But anyway, we're so grateful to you guys.
Very, very grateful. Thank you.
And the amazing gal, and please forgive me because I don't remember your name, but I promise you I remember your face. And she was tearing up, and she wanted to give this to us, and she was like so nervous. And I later on she had said, I didn't say all the things I wanted to say. And I was like, it's okay, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys are so freaking talented. I can't stand it. Like, it's so cute. So that was a definite core memory in San Jose.
There's lots of Samoan fans there as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure in the Bay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which was nice.
Yeah. And there was, this was probably the one show that had the most people crying.
Yeah.
At the VIP.
Yeah.
And
now that I remember, yeah.
And this is where another gal hadn't told anybody she was pregnant.
Oh, right.
And so she wanted to take a picture with Jason and Drew, like pointing at her tummy. And then that's the one that was just reposted, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But yeah, like amazing venue. The staff was awesome. Yeah. Were you going to say it?
I don't know. Were we going to say the same thing?
I don't know.
I was going to say Jason's bestie came.
Yeah, Paris. Yeah. Shout out Paris. Her and her friend came to the show, which was awesome. And Paris is one of Jason's best friends from college.
Yeah.
And
they go way back.
Way back from like when Jason was a freshman.
Yeah.
And I guess like when I guess they call it their big.
Yeah.
Right? Like a big sister.
Like a mentor.
Yeah. So she came and had a blast. And I was watching her. She was laughing her ass off. So that was really fun to watch. Yeah. So those are my core memories. Do you have any others from San Jose?
We took a little stroll in downtown San Jose.
We did. We had to go get money for the bus driver, for Dan the man, which is another crazy thing that I didn't know we had to do.
Sure.
Which was pay for gas.
Yeah.
For the giant tour bus. And it is not cheap, y'all. But like, yeah, so we had to, pull out cash for him and stuff like that. So we walked to a Chase Bank over there, but we strolled down that little street. I'll put some pictures up here too. It was really fun.
I know, to look
Such
at
a cute town.
Yeah, the old buildings.
Yeah.
And the venue, because from the venue all the way there, all the buildings seemed to be like, it looked like that was where a town was started. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah,
like because they were so old there.
Yeah,
right. Like
the buildings were old.
Yeah, it's just historic, I guess.
Yeah,
would be the right word to use.
Yeah, it was a really cool venue, and it was a really cool town. As you put it. Yeah. No, it was super super cute. Because the only time we've been to San Jose was when we go to a 49er game, right?
And it's just to the stadium.
And that wasn't even, and the stadium was in Santa Rosa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
And before that was actual, like, San Francisco, right? When it was at Candlestick. But anyway, super cute. We loved it. Everybody was super duper nice.
Yeah.
That probably, in San Jose, was probably the best green room out of the whole
It was really nice.
tour. It was really, really nice. Actually, that's not true. I said Clearwater. I think Clearwater's still the best, but that was a close second.
Yeah.
So then we drove from San Jose to LA, baby.
Home.
So everyone's like, why isn't this your last show? Why are you going from LA all the way to Arizona? And we were like, don't ask. And it had to do with scheduling with the venue. So the venue for LA was only available that weekend, not the next weekend. So we just kind of flip-flopped it. But we went to LA.
Yeah.
Home. But, oh my gosh, so funny. So we're in a 40-foot bus, right? Or 60-foot bus.
That's right.
And so our driver had to park in this dirt lot, like kitty corner to across the street, but down a ways from our hotel.
Right.
And so we had to walk in the blazing heat. And when we get off the bus, we're in our pajamas, you know? And so we had to walk from there all the way there in our PJs.
Yeah.
But the funniest part, well, first of all, that was the bathroom you were talking about. It was really weird.
The smallest bathroom in the world.
Smallest bathroom in the hotel in the world. And it was really weird because if you shared a room with someone you didn't know, they had to face the wall when you took a shower because there was no way to not see into the shower. It was weird. Yeah. Right?
It was like I felt like the shitter and the shower shared the same door.
It looked like it did, but it was just a window.
Yeah.
But why would you want to look from the shitter into where I'm taking a shower? You see what I'm saying? So unless you're an intimate or you're whatever, you're really close, you can't share a room with someone. Yeah. And so that's what we were doing. So everybody had to face the wall, or for us, it didn't matter because we were taking turns or whatever. And anyway, for us, it didn't really matter, but it kind of did because Like, Dason doesn't want to see her dad showering. So, like, it was weird. So then we leave the hotel and we get on the bus, and it was supposed to be like 1:15, right? Hey, the bus is leaving at 1:15. Mm-hmm. We were all on the bus already, but except for Adam and Alex.
Dason.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Adam and Dason.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 1:10.
Yeah.
And then Dan starts pulling away, and I go, wait, we don't have Dason and Adam.
I know.
And then they were like, oh, and Keisha goes, oh, we're just gonna loop around the block.
Yeah.
And I go, why? Why not just wait for them? Like, I didn't. And then I heard her say, oh, it's because like he only has a certain time, then he has to get off, or he's gonna have to pay for another night or whatever. And I was like, what? Anyway, so we start taking off, and then I called Dason, and she was like, wait, we see you guys leaving. So they were like running down the street. And by the way, it was super hot.
Yeah. And Dason just got glammed.
Yeah.
Because she was trying to save time at the venue, remember?
Yeah. And then she said, Mommy, that was the first time I've ever seen Adam super fucking mad. And I was like, what? Adam's always like, doo-doo-doo, you know? And he was like, what the hell? And she's like, I don't know. And he just got so pissed. And he goes, it's not even 1:15. They said 1:15. And Adam's always on time. He is never late.
No, he doesn't mess around.
He is never late. And so I was like, we're pulling around, dude. We're pulling around. Just stay there. We're going to pull around. We're going to pick you up. But he was fucking hot.
And I think it made it worse because I asked Dason, I thought you guys would be waiting in the hotel. She goes, no, we came outside because we thought you left us.
I was like, oh. And she's like, nobody called us. And I go, I didn't know. I was laying in my bunk. And then I felt the bus moving. And I go, hold on. One of my kid is not on here. And neither is my cousin. What the hell? Yeah. And I got up and I go, Keisha, are we leaving? Because Dason and Adam are on the bus. And she's like, oh, no. But she made this like, no, we're just going to loop around. But he had already started pulling out.
I know.
So
he was going to flip a B. Because
I think he forgot. And I think she forgot. And I think they started taking off, to be honest.
Well, I'm just glad he looped around.
Yeah. When Adam got on the bus, he was like, all right. He was so mad. He wasn't talking to anybody. It was so funny.
I know.
So anyway, that was our start of LA.
Yeah.
We had lots of friends, lots of family come out.
Yeah.
You know.
That was fun.
Yeah. And then when Donovan came, when Donnie Dumps showed up, he saw how fun it was in the green room. Yeah. He saw everybody having a good time in the crowd before the show even started. And he was like, man, kind of wish I came to tour. Can I finish off the tour with you? And I was like, no, you cannot. You have to go home and watch dogs. But I said that to him because when we asked him, hey, buddy, you're going to go on tour with us? He goes, nah. Yeah. And then he wished he would have came. So I remembered that. That was like a core memory.
Yeah. And your dad was there.
And my dad was there, which... Listen, if you guys are at these shows, you know what I'm talking about. The submissions that you guys submitted about your worst dates or worst significant other and you still stayed were insane. I'm like, oh, I can't believe they actually wrote that down. And even more so, I can't believe my girls read it out loud, right?
Right.
Super, super funny. So I was thinking LA is going to be crazy. LA is going to be insane, like with dirty stories. And I'm like, oh no, my dad's here, right? And they weren't. Out of the entire tour, the LA submissions were the most mild, which I was like, whew, because that was kind of nerve-wracking because my dad's sitting like 3 chairs down from me, you know? So that was kind of crazy. What else? It was really fun seeing Brittany come. Yeah. Brittany Broski. And she said, we had her sit in between us so like, you know, people couldn't like harass her or whatever. But that girl was laughing from beginning to end. And I'm talking like howling, laughing, crying. Like she had such a blast. And it's so cute to see their friends support them so much. You know what I mean? Just like Paris and all the other, our cousins and whatever. So Josh and Mayo were there and we literally took up 3 rows. And some people, randos came and sat down and I was like, ooh, did you not see the reserve sign? But I was just like, oh, hey, you know, this is reserve seating for a family. They were like, oh yeah, no worries. So they were really sweet. Yeah. But Josh and Mayo had a blast and so did all our cousins like Ray and Trini and Janelle was there, Jordan was there, Stan was there. It was really fun. I know. So sweet.
So thankful. So many family and friends came out
to support. It was amazing. Let's see. And then we had to wait. There was something else. There was another thing I was talking about. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, I know, the VIP.
Yeah.
The VIP in LA. And I'm so bad with names, you guys. I'm sorry. I should have wrote them down. But there was a gal who flew all the way from New Zealand.
That's right.
She flew from New Zealand. She bought her ticket to the VIP. She bought her ticket to the show. Well, no, the VIP ticket came with the show. VIP show came with a ticket. My dyslexia is whooping my ass right now. And because she wanted to meet Dason, Drew, and us in person, because she said we have like significantly helped her in her life. She's not really close with her family.
Yeah.
But she was so freaking sweet, and she hugged the girls, cried, and then she turned around. She's like, "Is it okay if I give you a hug?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I gave her a hug, and you know how like you moms will get it when you're hugging someone, you just know that they need a hug. I don't know how to explain it. Like just the way they hug you, you're like, "Oh man, I'm not gonna be the first one to let go," because they need that hug. I just felt that vibe, and so I was hugging her, and then when she kind of let go, I was still hugging, and then I was gonna let go, and then she grabbed me back again and like hugged me again, like tighter. So that was really special. I really love that, and it blew my mind that someone from New Zealand would drive. Can you imagine if they drove all the way here? Me and my not knowing how geography works. She flew all the way here to see our girls.
So awesome.
And she was saying, "I was hoping I was going to get to meet you." And I know she waved to you because everybody was really respectful of like, not like encroaching on your space,
right?
Because your anxiety and whatnot. So that right there was like literally up there with the gal that we met in the wheelchair, because it was just so genuine and organic, and it was just sweet. You know what I mean? So I really love that. That was a core memory for me. So you want to talk about Arizona? Because then we drove from LA.
I know. We left home again.
Past our house on the way out of LA.
Yeah.
And drove all the way to Arizona.
Yeah.
And do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, it was in Mesa, right? Mesa, Arizona,
Yes.
I think the venue was. Beautiful venue, right? The green room was like an apartment building on the second floor or something like that, right?
I don't know. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was right, like next to it, but out. You go out the venue. Up,
yes.
right?
That was kind of cool. It was a weird setup, but it was really neat.
Yeah, it was like a little.
It was like an apartment, but it was like a clean, air-conditioned apartment.
Yeah, it had a view of the street, the main street, and all that. It was nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. You guys, was emotional that day.
Yes.
Because my best friend passed away in November, Tasha, and I've known her since college. And her daughter, Halima, who's my goddaughter, I thought, because she went to, what did she go to? Grand Canyon
University, yeah.
Yeah. And we drove out to Arizona back in May, I think it was, or April, May, something like that. Yeah. Early spring, or maybe it was June. I forget exactly. I have the memory of a peanut. But anyway, we went to Arizona to watch her graduate from GCU. And then I said, "Hey, do you want to come to the show in Arizona?" She's like, "Oh my gosh, of course." Because I thought she was still in Arizona.
Supposedly she was supposed to be.
Because she was supposed to be.
She said she wasn't going to go back.
Yeah. And then she said, "Oh no, I was in Orange County." So I drove 6 hours out to Arizona, or 5 hours, by herself to meet up with her friend. And then they came to the show. And I thought that was so sweet.
I know.
And the first thing I thought of when I woke up that morning was like, "Oh my gosh, Halima's going to be here. I can't wait to see her." And then Tashi would be so proud of the girls, and it like literally made me sob.
I know.
Because she was supposed to be there to watch all of the success in the book and all that stuff. She was one of the girls' biggest fans, even before they became public figures, Yeah. So that's how I kicked off my day, was being emotional. And oh my gosh, the fans that waited outside.
In that weather. The Arizona heat's no joke.
It was like 1:15 that day.
No joke.
And they don't open the venue until it's time. And they waited outside. You guys in Arizona are like badass.
No, man.
You guys waited outside in 115-degree weather for the VIP meet and greet. And when you guys got in, it was so fun. And it was so cute because everybody would say, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm so sweaty." Yeah. And we're like, "Us too, girl. It's all good. Don't even worry about it." But man, it was really, really nice.
I know.
To watch that.
A lot of cool fans in that one. I remember.
It was a last show, so everybody was all fired up afterwards, right? And but at the end of the show, Dason and Drew did their like their final send off. And thank you guys. It's the last show. And it was actually the day of Billy and Drew's 7th anniversary.
Yeah.
So she's like, thank you guys, blah, blah. And she started crying. And I was like, oh my God. So then I'm crying. And it was just like, it was really sweet. It was like a bittersweet. We couldn't wait for tour to end because we were tired. But then it was like, oh, we're sad.
It's over.
It's over. Right.
It went so fast.
Yeah. And then we were joking, we're going to eat like kings tonight because we're not getting on the bus anymore. The bus was leaving that night to go back to New York. And we were like, yeah, we can eat whatever we want because if we have to take a shit, we have a room to take a shit in. And so Alex was the first one. I'm going to get it because In-N-Out was literally across the street from our hotel.
Yes.
So we're like, let's do In-N-Out. So we did it. And I thought she was going to go ham and she didn't. And I was like, dang it, girl, you can eat all you want and toot on shit all you want. But she didn't. But anyway, we did that. And then we left the next morning.
I know. It was over.
Let me go back to the meet and greet.
Oh, yes.
At the venue.
Yes.
You guys, I'm like, okay, this is the last show, right? And the running joke was all throughout tour, if you handed me your phone and it was on selfie mode, I took a selfie. And I'll see if I can find some pictures up here. But I was like, right? If you handed me your phone and it wasn't on selfie mode, you didn't get a selfie. It was funny. I did it one time, I think the second show, and then it just became a running bit because Jared was looking at me going, did you just take a selfie with their phone? And I go, yep, right? And I want to see if they get it because I'll know if they get it if they post it, right? Or if they didn't mind. If I did it and they didn't post it, they were probably like, this bitch, what the hell? I don't want a picture of her. So when we went to the last show, I just started getting nutty. I was taking pictures of myself and it was with or without a selfie mode, right? And so then it got to like, hey, get in it. So I was taking selfies and then Tate, you might have gotten a picture of me and Tate, me and Jared.
And Carrie.
Me and Carrie. Me, Carrie, and Alex, a.k.a. Tamlin Girl. So if you guys did, please post them because some of them I didn't see, or maybe I missed them, or maybe you didn't tag me. I don't know, or tag Tate. But we went ham and we gave you guys a lot of behind the scenes pictures of us. So you're welcome. But yeah, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. The end of tour, amazing tour. Like, what a roller coaster of emotions through each city and each, the people, the crowd. The VIPs, it was insane. Yeah. It was insane. I don't know how people do that.
It's like Meghan Trainor, and we're friends with Meghan Trainor, and she takes her whole family too. Her mom, her brother, her husband, her 2 babies, and Criss Olsen, right? And then I'm sure they had a nanny because they had some other people on the bus. But their bus looked exactly like ours. Like I was like, oh my God, their bus is like ours. But I think they're touring only for like 3 weeks. I don't know. It might be a month. I don't know. Okay. But I was thinking, I can't imagine that. Like the girls get on the stage and then they make jokes and do crowd work, right? Yeah. I can't imagine doing choreography and singing and this and that. And then you got to get on the bus and you got to drive to the next city. That's hard. I know. So hard. But okay, and you guys were right. I did forget Washington, D.C. For whatever reason, I thought it was lower down on the list, but what the fuck? I forgot Washington, D.C. Please forgive me. So let's talk about it now. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah. Keep in mind, they were after Boston. Yeah. Before Ohio.
Okay.
We went to Washington, D.C.
Mr. Perfectionist. You forgot it too.
I did.
So shut your ass.
Reminding folks at home where they fall.
I don't know how I skipped Washington, but
it's all good.
It was amazing. It was. The venue was freaking cool as shit. Yeah. It was an old, and I don't mean old in a bad way. I mean like nostalgic, historic building. It was a sold out crowd. Mm-hmm. Everyone was so freaking fun. A lot of energy actually at this one. So
another humid.
Yeah, it was really humid. And I think that was the first venue that we got to where they forgot to save us parking on the street. And it was very narrow streets. And Dan, the man, was pretty pissed off because he had to go find parking. And then it sucked for us because you forgot anything on the bus. You had to walk far. Yeah. Until the end of the night. Then he found parking right outside the door. But still, that was not fun. But
no, he parked in the middle of the street so we can unload the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then everyone off the bus. And then,
yeah.
Yeah. Walk about crazy. A block or two before you got inside the venue.
Yeah. And I do remember I remember Carrie ordering, she DoorDashed like from this local restaurant. I forgot what it was. I know that doesn't help you guys, but they had the best desserts. We had chocolate chip cookies from that place.
Yeah.
And that's Tate's favorite is chocolate chip cookies. And he was creaming his jeans for eating these things. And he ate mine.
Out of control. I was out of control.
He's like, are you going to eat that? And I'm all, well, I guess not. I didn't care though. Because chocolate chip cookies are not my favorite, but I'll eat them. But I was like, yeah, you can have my cookie. But anyway, it was really good. So that was a memory. And then, oh my gosh. Okay. So another memory was the green room they had. It was literally smaller than this studio. It was literally like the size of a bathroom. It was so hot in there.
Tiny.
So tiny, but they found fans. But anyway, so I remember like chilling in that room and I was like, God, I can't be in here anymore. I'm like getting claustrophobic.
Yeah.
But I remember during the show, that was one of the shows we had to sit in the crowd.
In the very back, right?
Yeah. I always, before the show even starts, Alex always says, okay, do you want to come pick your, Tate's seat? And I was like, yeah. So they had balcony, but it was like, I'm so short, the balcony was going to be like this. So I'm like, no, I can't see. So we sat in the very last row on the floor in the back. And I just remember looking, and I'll put their picture up here. There was an elderly couple.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Probably in their 70s.
Had to be, at least.
Yeah. 60s, 70s, maybe. They were laughing their asses off. And I was looking at Tate and I go, whose parents are these or grandparents are these? Because that's freaking cool.
I know.
And they were, and I was watching, I kept watching, like maybe their granddaughters brought them. No, they came by themselves. I saw them walk in by themselves, but I thought, oh, maybe they know the people sitting next to them. No. Yeah. They didn't talk to them at least. I mean, they got up and they were just a couple and they left. Can you imagine? Your grandma was like, hey, sweetie, husband of 80 years.
Got us some tickets to
some tickets to a show. And he was like, rock on. And then they go and he was laughing his ass off. She was laughing her ass off. They were like grabbing their faces like, oh, because I remember DC had some raunchy submissions.
The submissions were out of control in DC.
They were pretty nutty.
Yeah, so. The sharing you guys do is unbelievable.
I know. Like he's getting embarrassed right now just thinking about it.
Oh my, the sharing, like I applaud you. Yeah. And I think you're awesome, but I could never do it.
So courageous. So courageous. But so that elderly couple was, it was so awesome to watch them having a good time, right? And especially at the most raunchiest ones, I was like, oh my God. And I was like looking at them and I thought they were going to be like, oh my God, ew. Nope. They were like, ah, ha, ha. They were like having a blast.
They were.
A blast in a glass, if you will, because they were both drinking too. So that was pretty cool. And then I remember, do you remember when at the end, right? Phil was so tired.
Oh yeah. We had to wait, I think a couple hours before the bus.
Yeah.
Because he has a schedule, the driver, he has to sleep a certain amount of hours before he can drive. So we had to wait.
Yeah, so because the show ended at like 10:30 and then we couldn't leave till midnight. No. And then we were starving. Yeah. So I remember Carrie and Alex and Keisha walked across the street to like some bar / pizza place and they bought a bunch of pizzas for us. Yeah. And they came back. And by the time they came back, the girls on stage have a rug that goes underneath their chairs. But Phil didn't roll it up yet. And I was like, I wonder why Phil's not rolling that up yet. And then I turn around and he's sleeping like a freaking Dracula. He's sleeping like this. And I go, he's not sleeping. And he was. He was sleeping. And you know why he was sleeping? Not because he was tired. Probably because he ate a bunch of expired Butterfingers. Do you remember that? The people at the snack bar, they were like getting rid of stuff. And he was like, oh, hey, what are we doing with those things? I'll put pictures up here. What are we doing with those? And they're like, oh, they're expired. He goes, go ahead and hand those over to me. I told you he has a sugar tooth, man, like really, really bad. So he comes in and he's like, hey, does anybody want any Butterfingers? And then I was like, oh, maybe. And Jared was like, oh, maybe. And he goes, just full disclosure, they're expired. And I got them from the snack bar, but they're still good. I already ate a whole box. And me and Jared at the same time go, I'm good. No, thanks. But I did take a picture of him because I was like,
I'm good, coach.
Yeah, I'm good, coach. What the fuck, dude? He didn't care. He ate a whole box by himself. And then I think he was embarrassed because we were like, nah. And then
he didn't stop eating them though. No, even after you guys said that.
No. He finished eating the box while he was talking to us.
Yeah,
and then when we said, I'm good. No, thanks.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, well, they're right here if you guys want them. And he put them down and then he didn't touch them anymore because I think he got embarrassed. But he went and he fell asleep on the stage all by himself.
All by himself. He didn't care.
It was so funny. But those were our core memories. Our core memories.
That was tour.
That's tour. Did we tell you about that? Did we tell the people? Okay, listen. So I'll tell you the truncated version.
Sure.
So like a couple dates into the tour, like I think I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of things we didn't expect. I didn't expect to take pictures. Alex and Carrie did not expect to do all the work that they did. Some of it they understood that they were going to do. Some of it they did not. And we just kind of pivoted and we're like, whatever.
Yeah, we went with the flow. Whatever the need is, we'll take care of it.
Yeah. And then another issue arose and I was like, yeah, I'm over this. So I called Phil and I was like, what the fuck, Chuck? Right? I didn't say that to him. I was like, hey, can I talk to you about something? So I explained to him, hey, this is that. And I'm not happy. Like, this is not good for my girls, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, Noel, this is what we do on tour. And he's traveled with a lot of rock bands, right?
Yeah, he's done it a lot.
And he was just like, that's just tour. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Come again. I was like, what the heck? And I was just like, come on, Phil, like, we're not rock stars.
Yeah.
This is our very first time. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
So please don't dismiss what I'm telling you right now because it's not fair.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm really sorry. So anyway, we cleared it all up. But that stuck with me. And every time someone was like, well, what about this? And I go, that's just tour, Alex. Or Adam's like, where are my brushes? That's just tour, Adam. That's what happens. Like, whatever. So that just kind of caught on. And that was a running bit the entire tour.
Yeah.
And now we've been home for 3 weeks. And anytime something goes wrong, I'm like, well, that's just tour. And then I took Donovan to go register for his school. And I was like, man, I don't know where this place is, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, that's just tour. And I was like, not Donovan getting it on the running bit. What the hell? So anyway, something that like someone's like bitching about, that's just tour, guys.
That's tour.
No, you have to say that's just tour because it minimizes what you're fucking saying. You're like, what the hell? But anyway, that's just tour.
Yeah.
That was it.
What an insane experience.
It was awesome.
Yeah, an experience I would do all over again.
I don't know
Knowing
if
how
I
tough
would
it
do
was.
30 days.
I would do it all over again.
You know what? You're right. I would too.
Yeah.
But we can't go without the girls. And they were like, no way I'm doing that 30 days again. I'm all, you just say that now because you're tired.
Yeah.
But man, not one time, not one, did we have one follower / fan be out of control or be rude or anything. Not one incident with anyone that came to our shows.
Nope.
Except for the champagne debacle, but that had nothing to do with fans.
No, it was the venue.
It was the venue. But you guys were, and that just means you guys are freaking amazing. And we love you guys. And we're so grateful and so blessed to be in this position, to meet all you guys, and to be your favorite internet parents. And we were so excited to meet a lot of you.
I know.
And we're looking forward to meeting you guys.
Meeting more of you.
Yeah, exactly.
In the future.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys made it so special and so worth it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'll always remember.
Yeah.
To be honest, is not just the city itself, but the people that came to each city throughout all the meet and greets, throughout all these little gifts and thank yous and hugs and pictures, and that's what I'll remember.
Can I just say, I just had a brain blast. Speaking of brain blast, let me just go over my little, I found some more in my backpack, some like friendship bracelets. This one says Mama Afualo. So if you made that, I love you. Thank you so much. This one says Noelle knows best. Like mother knows best, but Noelle knows best. Love. Then, of course, I'm a diehard 49er fan. So if you don't know that, now you do. And this one says faithful. Yee! I'm going to wear that. And then this one says, if you guys know this, if you're new here, go back and watch our personality test episode. And this one says debater because that's me. That's my category. And I think yours was, what was yours?
Masturbator? No, I'm just kidding. Debater. What was mine? Non-confrontation? I don't remember.
Did you guys catch that? What did you say again? Say it again.
Never mind.
Say it again.
I don't remember.
Please.
Stop. If you missed it, if you didn't catch it, then that's your fault. You missed it. What was mine?
You guys got to rewind it. You guys got to play it slow. I heard it. Oh, I can't believe you said that, honey.
It was funny. I felt like it was a good.
Like he's like, I instantly regret saying that because now she's not going to let up. Master Beta. Anyway, those are my little friendship bracelets I found recently when I was unpacking my backpack 3 weeks after we got back from tour. But don't judge me. Anyway, we love you guys so much. Thank you. Oh, my brain blast. My brain.
I thought that was it.
No, that wasn't my brain blast. That was one of my brain blasts. My brain blast was meeting you guys, hearing your stories, you guys telling us that you wished you had parents like us, or our podcast has helped heal you in some way. It's actually helped heal me.
True.
In some of my childhood stuff going on, hearing you guys say, it's just been healing me. So thank you guys for that. And helping you guys through this it's such a blessing that we're in this position.
I feel like it's therapeutic.
Super therapeutic.
Yeah.
Super, super, super.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my brain blast because even though you say we're healing you, you guys are healing us at the same time.
Yeah.
And actually validating us by telling us we're great parents. we pumped out a couple awesome kids.
Yeah.
That's validating for a parent to hear.
And it's nice to hear.
Yeah, right? And also from other parents. I don't want to leave you guys out either.
Yeah.
Other parents that have kids did come to the show and they were telling us we want to be parents like you guys. And I thought, oh man, stop it. You're making me cry. But anyway, we love you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
And we are done with our tour recap, but we're going to jump into Ask Us Anything on the next episode. Stay close to our IG on for the AF5 podcast because we're going to post a poll and we would love for you guys to join and submit your submissions. Anyway, with that, any parting words?
It was just nice to share the tour and recap and remember it and understand how important it was in my life personally. Like to see my family, and the girls obviously do so well.
Yeah.
And be so well received by everyone else. It was amazing.
Master
Thank
Bader.
you. Thank you.
Master Beta.
Goodbye.
All right, you guys. Until next time. Bye.
We just recap airport debacle.
We're not gonna recap the airport debacle.
We're wasting film.